Hey, so the reason why I'm doing this video is to actually talk about a dream I had last night. Now, the craziest thing, the dream was like issuing out a warning, and stuff like that. Like sometimes some of the things that we are not partakers to, we're dealing with different places that are like it could be school, it could be work, it could be a multitude of different places that's trying to persuade you to do certain stuff or trying to convince you to do certain stuff or trying to gain control because of your connection to certain things. The craziest thing, like, I think the dream mostly was warning me about, like, I was working this place, and as I was working in this place wanted me to do certain things that was not of God. And that's something that I was not willing to do, but I was being compelled to do, and stuff like that. It was like that compelling part of it. You're being compelled to do what you don't want to do. You're being compelled to do or behave in a manner that's unorthodox to your coming up or your beliefs and stuff like that. And a lot of times we say, okay, we're just gonna go along with it, and eventually we're gonna change the situation. And God ministered to me the other day this sermon as well about sin. A lot of times we're dating these guys and we know we're doing wrong. We're having sex, we're dating them. We know it's wrong, but we're saying, okay, well, we're going to turn this sin into something good. Or eventually the sin is going to change, and it never does. Sin begots more sin. We're thinking we're changing some things, and yet it's still we're not changing it because we're not changing what we're doing. We're not changing the behavior pattern. We're not changing anything. Basically, what we're doing, the longer we stay in sin and under sin, sin gains more control. So God had begun to deal with me with that, and then I think this dream more than anything else is pretty much telling me to guard myself more and to guard myself more in my employment areas, the places that I'm working, the things that I'm doing, and stuff like that. Because I have been noticing a lot of things are trying to take control and trying to be very authoritative and dominant. But at the same time, the way they're doing it is disrespectful because of their positioning and stuff like that. Because for me, I don't really do anything wrong. So they have really no motive. But the way the thing is coming to me, it's not talking like as if I'm doing something wrong or they're trying to correct me on something wrong or anything. The way it's like they're trying to get me to do something wrong. It's like a provoking of trying to force me to do something bad or force me to do something unorthodox or force me to do some wrong because of the way they're coming at me or what they're asking me to do or stuff like that. So it's just basically God warning me through dreams, just guarding myself, cover myself and stuff like that, and then having the ministry of what God had already pre-given to me, saying, look, you cannot turn sin into righteousness. Sin is only going to start more sin. Sin is only going to impact more sin. You're not going to be able to turn that into righteousness. You got to get rid of the sin. You got to remove it. You got to get rid of it and stuff like that. You can't turn it into righteousness. You can't turn it into something good. You have to completely abolish sin and stuff like that from your life and stuff like that. And I'm still heeding warnings. Like it's just like God's issuing a warning and stuff like that. But one thing about the devil will always keep you in confusion. And I don't know if anyone has ever went through this where like, okay, you're getting warnings and you're like, okay, well, I don't really understand this because this don't make sense. And then in a way it does make sense, but I guess you're not able to perceive it in that way because it's not making sense to you because the devil is the author of confusion. Evil is very clever and stuff like that. But it's not making sense to you because you're like, okay, well, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing that's sinful? So really being taken back by that and trying to get myself where I'm supposed to be. We have so many different things are trying to puppeteering these years, and that was mostly what the dream was about. Basically, the puppeteering of things and them trying to take control and have control of what they're not supposed to have control of, and power of what they're not supposed to have power of.